Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal of how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Thomas will look to throw. And this one too low.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Glenn, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Now Thomas. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
To throw is Thomas. Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Williamson. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And Charles, it's now a 2-touchdown lead in the opening quarter. Following that pick six, they are off to a fast start in this one.
And absolutely ecstatic on the sideline after that play, aren't they? Not just because they've got the lead, but how about seeing one of their guys get a chance to take it in for 6? Already up a pair of touchdowns. They've got everything going their way early on.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. To throw on 2nd down, Williamson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Off the play fake. Williamson. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They'll run on first down. Glenn. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On first down, Glenn. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Glenn, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now a handoff up the middle. Glenn.
47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Glenn trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Operating from the gun, Williamson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down.
So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
It's a quarterback sneak, and he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Panthers are back within a score.
Well, the pass interference called on the previous play, that set them up nicely for that 1-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize from a yard out. Plenty of barking from the sideline about the call, naturally so. But maybe you have to quit barking a little bit and focus on the next play. Their focus wasn't there, and they gave up the touchdown.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result that he opted for the touchback.
They start the drive with Cook.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Slot man moves right.
2nd down, they go right back to Cook.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
For the Vikings, it's 7-5 now in the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's Chandler on 2nd down.
Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collected victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Glenn, a pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try the middle with Cook. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now on 2nd and 13. Lynch.
And the pass complete to Waller on the out route.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
A 46-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On 1st and 10, Williamson. Anderson loses the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Lynch.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Now Lynch. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Cook up the gut. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Myers connects on the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Taken from about the 12. And he returns this to the 22.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Throwing on first down. Williamson over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line.
First down, Carolina.
On first down, Williamson.
That's caught. It's Tutu Atwell.
Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here. These last few plays, they have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Williamson. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Looking to throw on second down. Lynch got a man. It's Darren Waller. Touchdown, Vikings. Darren Waller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
A familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Taken from about the 12. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Glenn, and he's got room. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
96 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Up the middle they go. Glenn.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu.
And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 45-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. A 10th carry in the game for Cook.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Third down, here's a run by Cook. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded at the 20. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
To throw on 3rd down, Williamson. And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And he is going to have the Panthers' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
On 1st and 10, Williamson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. And maybe a small measure of revenge for this defense because they have been thoroughly dominated so far, but a brief bright spot there with that pick six.
Seemingly coming up for air after being dominated as you described. They get a nice play there. Probably not going to change the balance of this game, but they have to feel a little bit better about themselves after that one.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Well, this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On second down, it's Cook again. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's Lynch to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
On 3rd down, Lynch. That's caught by Waller out left side. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Back to the ground, Cook. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Then I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 25-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll get about 5 here. So he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. Good gain there on first down and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing, Lynch. And that will be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
A 36-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
At the 44-yard line.
Now a give right side. Glenn. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And obviously they want that run yardage, so they decline the penalty.
No doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Talk about 2 sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. Up front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the gun on 3rd down. Williamson. Open man is Anderson. Touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson. 56 yards. And the Panthers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead now down to 20. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Oh, Lynch going to throw. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now receiver in motion left. They'll run with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
And Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on all those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one. Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. it.